I miss the old Jay-Z.
Well, I'm just saying, as someone who was part of probably the genre's biggest rap beef.
Well, until now.
As a spectator, what did you think of the 2024 back and forth between him and Drake?
I'm going to have an answer you're not going to like.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're going to like that. That's presumptuous. I think that, look, there was 4 pillars of hip-hop. There are 4 pillars of hip-hop, right?
Yep.
Breakdancing.
Yep.
And it's graffiti.
Yep.
There's DJing and battling.
Yep.
Breakdance is not at the forefront of rap anymore. It's actually an Olympics sport. So that's dead. Graffiti.
Yeah.
Beautiful, in certain places.
Yeah.
And even in major art and Keith Haring.
Yeah.
And Basquiat, actually, a street artist.
Yep.
Took it to a next level. It's not part of hip hop. Mm-hmm. DJing. The DJ was in the forefront. It was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Right. Yeah.
Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah.
You don't even know the DJ for half of the artists anymore. Who's Drake DJ? I have no idea. Okay.
Couldn't tell you off top.
That no longer exists. And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement. And I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing, and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth. Where the fallout lands, especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that.
What's up, word? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Keep sending those cash outs to CLBMG. Join that membership. And are you buying that merch down below? Gang, listen. I miss the old Jay-Z. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I still need those tickets, right, to those 2 shows. Now they added a 3rd. I need the tickets to the Reasonable Doubt and the Blueprint show, Jay. I've been looking in the mail. I'm waiting on them tickets, but I miss the old Jay-Z. And what I'm seeing in this interview, and this is why I try to avoid watching interviews of people that I kind of like, right? I don't know if you're new to this channel, but I am a what you would call a fan. I like Jay-Z. I like Kendrick. I like a lot of hip hop heads. But on this channel, the thing I like more than all of these individual guys is the actual hip hop, the actual craft of hip hop. I respect that deeply over here on this channel, and there is no one above the crew. No one is above the craft. No one is above the culture, right? And what I'm looking at is a guy, this new Jay-Z. Guys, listen, I'm gonna be respectful as I possibly can be, but I gotta tap my brother on the chin. I gotta call it like I see it. This guy right here, he's not in this culture. I'm just gonna be honest. The way he's cemented forever with what he's done, but the things I've heard in this interview, suspect. Jay-Z literally said, breakdancing's done, graffiti's done. We're gonna have this conversation. DJing, you don't know who they are anymore, so pretty much only thing left is the rappers. That's all that matters in the culture now, gang. We're going to have this conversation because Jay-Z is an older gentleman now. Jay-Z is an elder statesman now at this point, and Jay-Z's looking at things as an old corporate guy who does no longer have anything to do with this culture, and in the streets he's looking at it from the dollars and cents. And that's what happens with these corporate guys. They start to look at things from the dollars and the cents of it. And Jay-Z's a throw it away kind of guy. We saw Jay-Z throw Tidal away, right? We see Jay-Z, I told you, these corporations and these corporate guys, these corporate execs, which Jay-Z has apparently become, they buy low and sell high. And now things are commodities and things are to be bought low and sold high. The same way, I keep telling you, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, they built up verses only to sell it, which was on the back of the culture. On the back of the culture, they came in during the pandemic. They came in with a great idea, a novel idea. They made something that we all wanted to see. They used all of the elements of the culture, the small ones, the big ones, artists that we haven't heard from in years. They put this guy against that guy and the third. All cultural shit. It wasn't no big blockbuster pop star shit. This was all cultural, and it became a phenomenon. People who didn't hear these guys ever learned who they were. right? We saw some of the legends go toe to toe on these verses in a clumsy way, right? When one guy mic wasn't working, his camera jumps off, and this that you get dropped from the feed, this that and the third. There's a lot of stuff going on. But at the end of the day, what happened was we started to see that these guys only used this product as a come up because they started to sell it. They started to shop it and they sold it to a company. I believe it was Triller or something like that. And that company really only had one purpose in mind, is to how to siphon as much money as they can get out of it. So that company, which I said from day one, siphoned Versus out of it, and now Versus is awful. Versus took a 2 years break because they couldn't do nothing with it. It was terrible. This guy bought it back. Timberland and Swizz Beats bought it back for pennies on a dollar and tried to resurrect it. Well, is it back? No, that shit is done forever because they ruined it. And Jay-Z right now, I'm starting to look at Jay's. This is why I don't like these interviews, man, because some shit will come out that you don't want to see. But I sat here and watched my guy Hove, who we put at the top. He's in my top. He's going to stay in my top 10 artists of all time, rappers of all time. But when I watched this situation, and a lot of people are telling me what he said, well, I heard what he said. And I'm going to play what he said. I saw what he said. I know exactly what he meant. Stand culture, yada, da, da, da. But as soon as he said it, somehow the Drake fans understood the assignment. They was like, see what I mean? I told you. We were right. You guys were the problem. Right? Now, somehow Jay-Z is an elder statesman who wants to remain neutral, but he still wants to speak on the topic. You cannot speak on this topic and remain neutral because all parties have fault in it. So you can't make it like, oh yeah, it's just the fans that's ruining it. Well, the fans don't have nothing to ruin if the rappers don't rap. This was a 10-year Cold War. They were subbing each other for 10 years. Okay? And this whole thing about stan culture, I don't know what's going on, but Jay told us that we may need to, the culture may have outgrown battles. No. Stan culture was here before this battle, and it will be here forever. Everything that happened in this battle with those stands and bots, that shit's been going on for 15 years or more. Before this battle started, people were getting doxxed. I don't know if you know this. Stans were acting crazy, showing up at people's shows, breaking into people's homes. These stans have been insane for 20 years or more, before the internet even existed. So we're not going to stop battling because it gets too negative. Jay-Z was in one of the greatest battles in history. He held this shit down for the culture. And culturally, when we tell these stories and they build these museums, Jay-Z will be in there for the shit he did culturally. So now, Jay's an elder statesman with a family. Now he wants to kind of sanitize hip-hop and make it more palatable for the corporations. He tells us in the interview that maybe we shouldn't be battling each other. Maybe we should start collabing. Oh, yeah? How you going to tell two guys that were subbing each other for 10 years to just do some collab records? Didn't they say Drake and Cole reached out to K. Dot and he said, yeah, no, we got some shit. We got some explaining to do first before we do anything. Right? And there's people to this day I'm sure that Jay ain't going to collab with. And I see Jay, he goes and he picks his enemies off. He makes them out of nowhere. He did it with Nas. He did it with Jim Jones. He did it with Fat Joe. After a while, either they come around to him or vice versa, or whatever happens, the mood mellows and they soften their stance. And out of nowhere, they're sitting courtside at the game somewhere together. Everybody don't do that, and everybody ain't ready to do that. And there's still a few guys I'm sure right now Hov don't want nothing to do with. Okay? Ain't there still an issue with Funk Master Flex? Did they ever solve that shit? When Flex was dropping all them bombs, calling Jay-Z all out his name, and Hov was texting him in all caps, and Funk Flex went on the radio and started clowning Hov like, nigga, don't text me in all caps, nigga. Who the fuck you think you is? So there's a lot of stories in this shit that don't get handled behind the scenes, Hov, and this ain't that. Hip-hop gonna always be what it is. The new narrative that Jay's trying to spring, we don't need battle. If you listen to I'm gonna play the video, we're gonna have this conversation, but if you listen to my guy Hov talking, I'm a Hov guy, but he says graffiti's dead, breakdancing's dead, the DJ is dead, all we got left is the rapper. Why? Because the rapper makes the money. There's a lot of DJs out there that a lot of people know, homeboy. It ain't that it's just we don't know who DJs are. He said, name Drake's DJ. Well, Drake chooses not to say the name of his DJ, but I'm sure there's a million people who know who Drake's DJ is. It doesn't mean that the DJs is dead because we don't know Drake's DJ. That's a setup question, right? Drake don't even care about the DJ. We've never heard Drake use a scratching on the record. There are guys that still scratch on records. And to say graffiti's dead, Nas just did a song about the graffiti writers. This is what hip hop is. We're never going to stop what hip hop is from day one. And this is the thing: when you sanitize it and make it a corporate product, then you want to start to peel off the stuff that ain't making the money. So now Jay's trying to tell you that graffiti ain't valuable no more to the bottom line of the company that to Rock Nation. They ain't got no graffiti writers on Rock Nation, so we don't need it. Right? They ain't got no breakdancers on Rock Nation. They pointed to the Australian chick who went and did that goofy thing at the Olympics. Well, guess what? They still got breakdancing competitions, this, that, and the third. I said, let me see what's going on with breakdancing. They got breakdancing all over the world. Homie, like it ain't that just because the rappers here don't use breakers in the videos no more. It don't matter. Hip hop ain't about that. If you're gonna say the culture, right? This thing is all over the look. It's in Australia, Brazil, Cambodia, Canada, China, France, Japan. Red Bull does a tournament every year for the breakdance. I see a lot of breakdancing videos on my timeline, so I don't know how it's dead, Hov. I'm just gonna be honest. Just because y'all can't corporate it and make a whole lot of money off of it, right? The Red Bull cipher does what it does, but it ain't a lot of people watching breakdancing videos, but there's a lot of breakdancers out there. They still compete. They still got pages where people want to see it. So it's not dead, Hov. So you can't come out and say some shit like, well, breakdancing's gone, so it's dead. Don't work like that. This is the mentality from back in the day. This is how rap got where it was. Because the rap started being so dominant and prominent that the people in the hood started to act like everything got out of style. And things do go out of style, right? Breakdancing was an element of hip-hop from a culture of when hip-hop was struggling, right? Let's just say that. It's a street culture, but it's still a street culture. It doesn't matter. And when we tell these stories 30, 40, 50 years from now, if we take Hov's stance, the hip-hop museum going to be with a bunch of rappers, and that's it. And we can't keep talking like, oh, we got to just celebrate the stuff from 50 years ago, 30 years. No, this shit got to stay alive. It's people that still break dance. It's people that still do graffiti. I got fresh graffiti in my city right now. Every city got fresh graffiti. I don't know what Ho's talking about. He literally said that break dance ain't a part of the culture. How? You've never in your life you ain't never seen a rap movie that didn't have breakdancing in it. Never. You ain't never seen one. When I talk about 8 Mile, that's a biopic. I'm talking about a movie about rapping and rappers has it's going to have breakdancing in it. Beat Street, Crush Group. It's going to have breakdancing in it. And it's going to have somebody doing graffiti because it all go hand in hand. Hov tried to say that wasn't hip hop. I think Hov is removed and detached, and Hov only sees the bottom line. And if you're not in front of Hov, that he can make some money with you or off you, it doesn't matter to him no more. For him to get up here and try to tell us that the culture don't need this, that, and the third, I reject that. Right? And let's just be honest. I'm going to say something that a lot of motherfuckers won't say, but I was there. And I'm going to say this shit because it's a fucking 100% fact. Back in the day, the rappers weren't making a lot of money. They try to pretend to make money and they try to wear the gold chains, this, that, and the third. They were emulating the drug dealers. The drug dealers used to laugh at the rappers. This is a fact. They used to clown the rappers, right? But as things started to go on, rappers started to get money. They started to dress better. And they were getting more love in the hood than the drug dealers. The drug dealers got the love, but the rappers got the look. Everybody was like, oh, shit, that's LL or whoever it was, right? And LL will tell himself he's hanging around a lot of drug dealers. Now, what started to happen, because I saw this myself, when rap started to come out and start to make all this money, LL Cool J going platinum, he's driving around in a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or whatever, they start to look and they got Russell Simmons going down there buying Kia cocaine just for his own fucking nose. They started to realize, oh, they got some fucking money. Oh, they got money. That when you go to serve a rapper, this, that, and the third, there's all these girlies and all this money and all this wine and liquor and this, that, and the third, and the parties. Oh, yeah. Guess who want a little taste of that? Drug dealers, right? If they wasn't already tapped in and invested in it already, they wanted to get into it. And so a drug dealer like Jay-Z, who a confessed drug dealer, right? That's why we love Jay from Reasonable Without this, that, and the third. A confessed drug dealer from the hood is going to want a taste of that. So when the drug dealers started to flood into hip-hop, it changed. And a lot of the things that we're saying don't stick around today, that changed because the drug dealers didn't have no need for it. The drug dealer didn't have no need for a break dancer. That was corny by then. They didn't need nobody doing a live graffiti piece on some type of cloth or anything to during the show. They didn't need that no more because that's not what makes no money for them. They need just to get that microphone and get this money. So a lot of drug dealers like Jay-Z started rapping and flooded the fucking game. And that's how you get the era when all the rap was gangster rap and drug dealer rap. And that's what, believe it or not, Will Smith was right. He said it was the dark ages. Now, he said, I like to call that the dark ages when all of the hip hop, and I mean, we loved it though. We was street niggas and we loved that shit. But for a time, there was a span where all of fucking hip hop was super grimy, super gritty. You had to talk about guns. Throw your guns in the air. You had to talk about violence and drugs. Right around the time Wu-Tang came in. This is all facts. So, okay, so somebody like Hov off that gritty street, I'm a hustler, they ain't got time for a lot of breakdancing and shit like that. Okay? Yeah, they might need a DJ, but they don't need to tell you his name. Because the DJ ain't the one making all the money now. It's the rapper that's on the album cover. They took the DJs off the album cover. At one point, you had the DJ and the album and the rapper on the album cover. You had to have the DJ's name first 9 times out of 10. DJ Jazzy Jeff, DJ Marvelous, right? You had to have the Eric B and Rakim. The rapper was always second to the DJ. After a while, the rapper came first because the rapper was the draw. People stopped really caring about who's scratching. They want to know who's rapping because the rapper is who you hear in the club. You don't know who the DJ is. So when the drug dealers like Jay-Z started getting into it, a lot of shit started to not matter because it didn't really make no money. And that's when the culture changed. Okay? And DJs got pushed to the back. Let me know when I'm lying. Let me know when I'm lying, I'm flying. And then guess what the DJs had to do? They had to reinvent themselves. You know what they started doing? They started focusing on the mixtape and putting their names on the mixtape, then getting a whole bunch of rappers. You ain't never bought a mixtape. You ain't never bought a mixtape because of a DJ. Okay? He may have built his name up to get a reputation for having a good mixtape that had a bunch of good rappers, but you always got that mixtape to see what rappers was on there. So when the rappers like Jay-Z came and they was talking all this slick drug dealer talk, it removed the element of hip hop from it, and it became more of a street thing, which is what it is, right? And a lot of things changed, and the culture changed, and all of a sudden we were real thugged out. Okay, now Jay-Z comes from that school, right? So at this point, it's a mind state. We got to remember, on Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z was still trying to make $1 million. He's like, I'm almost to $1 million. You got to understand, somebody that whole mind state is from a street level, drug dealer mind state. All they think about is money and the next lick and the bigger thing and the bigger deal and the bigger this, that, and the third. He starts sitting down with a lot of big companies making a lot of big money. Pro-Kids and this, that, and the third, and Armadale Vodka and this, that, and the third. So now you're talking real money. Now you got to learn how to talk to these corporate people, and you got to know how to handle your business, and you got to keep your jacket clean so you can keep doing business with them. Okay, and that's why Hov got away from a lot of people. That's why he said he separates himself and he edited his life. Yeah, he got away from a lot of people like Dame Dash and other dummies that still think this shit's about the streets. Hov elevated into the corporation, and he elevated into corporate mind frames. So now we got a guy in his mid 50s, right? That is trying to tell us now. The battle got too negative. Well, you really can't make no whole lot of money off of You can get a quick lick, but a battle ain't gonna be profitable for a long time. Okay? Yeah. Drake and Kendrick really quickly made a lot of money, but let's be honest, Drake ain't make no whole lot of money off that battle. Drake name took a hit. He had to come. It took him a while to get back up. It took a while for UMG to set that shit straight, and now his numbers are back. It took a while. That's why he made a lawsuit for damages. Okay? So you're not gonna make no whole lot of money off of battles. So somebody like Hov looking at that shit is like, this is a waste of time. Yeah, it's cute, this, that, and the third for a minute. For a time it was good. Kendrick battled him and he won. But he won because the record got hot, and he became a Grammy darling, like they say, and he went all over the world and toured, but he wasn't battling for a year. That battle was 4 days. I don't know if y'all know that. Once that battle got rolling and it was bang, 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 that's 4 days. This shit's over. So you can't make no money in the long-term battling. Hov knows that. So he's looking at this from a corporation like, shit, I don't want motherfuckers to think that this battle shit was cool. And the funny thing is, now he's talking about, which I went online yesterday, he's talking about, the things they said about Drake. Right? I put it up on my thing because everybody was trying to tell me, Challz, you don't know what he was saying. You got it all wrong. And I put a post up today because I had it all right. I said, people said, Challz, go listen to the Jay-Z remarks. He didn't say what you think he said. So I did, only to hear him say, now people that like Kendrick hate Drake, no matter what he makes, no matter what he says, it goes far too. It's like an attack on his character and his thing, and I don't know if I love that. So now he don't love. Now, mind you, Drake and Kendrick been subbing for years. Drake and Kendrick's fans have been at each other's throats for years. Before this happened, I keep telling you, back when To Pimp a Butterfly, these guys were coming in hot. All right, To Pimp a Butterfly and this, that, and the third. These fans were coming in crazy at Kendrick, and then Kendrick fans responded in kind. And then you got these Stan wars. This was I don't even know how it was 10, 11 years ago. Okay, 2015. We're talking 11 years ago. So this has been going on. Drake fans automatically converge on anything about Kendrick. When Damn came out, it shit didn't even hit the shelves yet. They was already shitting on it, and vice versa. So to make it like the battle is the problem is disingenuous, and that means Hov is checked out. When you come in a space like hip hop and you look around and say, yeah, battling is the problem. Yeah, the battle was the problem. Really? So these motherfuckers wasn't going at each other's throats for years before that battle, before To Pimp a Butterfly? Online is a mess regardless. People are nasty and mean regardless online. You're not going to, it didn't change or go get worse. Things got worse things was worse anyway. Have you seen this climate in this country? Have you seen online climate politically? Online is awful regardless. It's already bad. So it doesn't matter that all of a sudden now the battle happened. This was going to be bad no matter what. These guys get disrespected every single day. You see Kendrick protects his sanity. He don't even go on there. Drake is floating on there all day, liking and clicking and this, that, and the third, and putting memes up. So apparently he must know how it is and he's okay with it. So they both are there. One of them surfed the net all day, and one of them you never see what maybe got a burner, but we don't know because he never fucking got caught with the burner. Okay? So at the end of the day, this whole thing that somehow the battle was too negative and we should have never had it, I'm not buying it, Hope. That means that you're starting to be affected by this some kind of way, and you felt the reason to speak on it. That battle was 2 years ago. And then your very first interview, and I get it, the interviewer asked you, but you answered it. And the way you answered it was like, and I get it at the time, even I was like, yo, this is a little bit much from the stands. But at the end of the day, I was like, this is how it always is, and this is how it always going to be. So you can either get in or lay down. At the end of the day, we've always had this back and forth. We've had this back and forth. I already said we had allhiphop.com. We had message boards on there, and people was laying into their ass. People was laying in the Hove 20 years ago. So this didn't just start with people dissing rappers. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember. They used to call Hove some of the most heinous shit. Hove was the Illuminati, a camel nose, all this shit. I could see him go, and his kids. They was merciless to Blue. They're merciless to Blue right now. They're merciless to everything about Jay. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out how it was so negative because it was Kendrick and Drake. How it was so bad because how they treated Drake. That's literally what he said. It's because how they treated Drake, it was just, I don't think we need to battle no more. So you're going to shut down the whole Twitter? Because if there's never another fucking battle, they're still going to be very, very disrespectful to everybody involved online. And that's why they get paid millions to deal with it. So I don't know if we're going to shut down the whole internet because it's too mean out here. I don't know what's going to happen because if Jay thinks that the battle brought out all that shit, he's been sadly misinformed. I don't know where you've been at, Jay, but that Twitter been a fucking mess way before that battle happened. And they were very disrespectful. Half the shit in the battle came from Twitter. Half the shit both of them motherfuckers said came from Twitter. This was already the consensus, the things that they were saying about each other. The stuff that Kendrick said about Drake and vice versa, all that shit was already out there in social media. So you can't say it was the battle, and that's my problem. Hov literally wants to clean and sanitize the whole shit where everybody doing giddy gumdrops and getting along. Don't work like that, Hov. You out of touch. Ain't nowhere, even in the corporate world. I'm sure this guy, president of this thing, and don't like the CEO of that. Ain't no world where everybody just getting along. I'm sure they talk hella shit about each other too in them corporate offices. And they cutthroat and they trying to put each other out of business every fucking day. So it ain't no kumbaya up in there either. So I don't know why hip hop got it all of a sudden. We got to sanitize hip hop. It's weird behavior, gang. It's weird behavior. Him and J. Cole came out this week. Now all of a sudden, Drake is some kind of victim, some kind of martyr. And now we all went too far. No, nigga, it's hip hop. And not only that, it's the internet. Guess what? This shit is a bad place. It's an awful place. And you gotta get a thick skin to even go in it, to even log in. You gotta have a thick skin. So no, we're not gonna blame it on the battle. We're not gonna blame these two artists that dissed each other, because they have real ill will toward each other that built up over years. Over the dumbest of shit, the control verse. One couldn't handle it, he never understood hip hop. That's why at the end of the whole thing, 10-year journey to get there, this motherfucker called his lawyers. He never understood hip hop. He never fucking will. So for Jay to get on there, he can't acknowledge that because he wants to curry favor with both of them. He don't want to disrespect one over the other. He can't get on there and show that he really fuck with Kendrick. Let's just be honest. This motherfucker put Kendrick on the Super Bowl, so he can't get on there and be like, start blaming Drake for every fucking thing. So he tried to appear neutral. So he tried to say, well, it's the stands. Well, guess what? I don't know if y'all know, everybody that was a comment wasn't fucking stands. I love this narrative like every negative comment was a stand. Every positive comment was a real person. No, motherfucker, everybody has their own opinion. Yes, there was some stands and some bots, but there's a lot of people, you could talk to you could get in backyards and barbershops. There's a lot of motherfuckers have an opinion about that. It ain't always fucking good. So we're not going to sit here and act like, yeah, it's just the stands. Stand culture so bad. How long stand culture been around? The term stand is 20 years old. If I'm not mistaken, Eminem said that shit a very long time ago. Stan, how are you? Like, what the fuck we talking about? So end of the day, I feel like we got a new Hove that has reached a corporate level and an age level where everything is, let's clean it up. Like I just saw that they had a house party here and 3 people got stabbed and beat up in critical condition. As an old person, you're gonna think, well, damn, we should stop the house parties. Well, you're not going to stop the house parties. That's what people do. They have parties in their house. Right, wrong, or indifferent. For better or worse, they're going to have house parties to the end of the time. And it's going to be some motherfuckers start fighting in there. Right, wrong, or indifferent. It is what it is. That's why as older people, we don't go there. Me and Hov ain't going to nobody's house party for absolutely no reason. But the people that live in them communities going to go there. Because they still there. And that's what hip-hop is. Hip-hop is from the streets. And they gonna never, ever, ever belong to these corporations. And they gonna never be their shit. They're gonna try to hold it. They're gonna make a lot of money off of it. But at the end of the day, they're gonna have to flow with where it goes. That's why new rappers come out every day. And somebody got a whole new style every single day. And they gotta flow with it and try to follow it. They can't shape it. They can't make it into what they want it to be. They can manipulate it for a while. They can make a formula for a while. And they can pupperize some of those artists for a while and make them do their bidding for a while. They can do a lot of bots and make it seem like this, that, and the third for a while. After a while, the people see through that shit and it goes where it goes and they gotta follow it. So they're never gonna control this shit because it comes from the street. And for Jay to sit there and try to act like he can mandate and dictate it, you can't, Hov. And I still need them tickets. So let's have this question. Let's have this conversation, right? I want to play this. I want to play this and respond in real time to Jay-Z's interview because to me, I feel like it's some really out of touch shit. It's some bullshit. And the old Hov would never go for this. Right? And even though I did say that Hov was a hustler, this, that, and the third, he still understood the business. Hov went block to block to battle dudes in different cities. This dude was really about this life. Okay? So for him now to be the one that say we don't need no more battles, it's surreal to me. I'm just gonna be honest. So let me play this. This is the new Hov sitting down with Frazier, right? Frazier Tharp. Salute to Frazier Tharp, right? So let me play this and I want to respond in real time.
I have to ask you this only as a participant in.
You don't have to give a disclaimer first.
Well, I'm just saying, as someone who was part of probably the genre's biggest rap beef.
Well, until now.
As a spectator,
yeah.
What did you think of the 2024 back and forth between him and Drake?
I'm gonna have an answer you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like us. That's presumptuous. I think that look, there was 4 pillars of hip hop. There are 4 pillars of hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. There's breakdancing.
Yep.
And it's graffiti.
Yep.
There's DJing.
Yep.
And battling.
Yep.
Right, and I tell you that every time we get into these hip-hop conversations, I say hip-hop started because in the Bronx, they were fighting and killing each other. They needed another way to divert that anger and that energy, so they started competing with hip-hop. They started breakdancing and graffiti on the walls. They started doing things to compete that way to curtail the violence, okay? So this is always the core of hip-hop. When they make a museum in the future, we can't dumb it down and try to change it into some corporate shit. That's what it was. That's what it always will be. That's like trying to change the slavery narrative. You can't change none of that shit because that's history. So let me continue.
Breakdance is not at the forefront of rap anymore. It's actually...
So let me just say, I know he misspoke, and I'm gonna shoot him some bail. I'm gonna shoot him some grace. He said breakdancing is not at the forefront of rap no more. He made a mistake. I'm gonna let it. I'm still gonna speak on it, but that's a slip of the tongue, right? He been breakdancing is not at the forefront of hip hop. It never was in the forefront of rap because rap is only one part of hip hop, right? He said battling. He meant rap. So I'm going to autocorrect. He meant that we got the 4 pillars and rap is one and breakdancing was one, but breakdancing ain't at the forefront. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist anymore, Hov. I'm just going to be honest.
Actually, an Olympics sport. So that's dead.
So Hov, by Hov's own logic, breakdancing becoming an Olympic sport killed it. Now it's dead. Don't work like that. You don't kill parts of hip hop off because somebody white when it took it and did something with it that was goofy. The lady from Australia, they let her get up there. I don't even know how she got up there. And you know they didn't even they're not bringing it back. So that one fiasco of breakdancing at the Olympics killed it. They're not bringing. I think it's coming to Los Angeles or somewhere, and they said that it's not going to be a part of the new Olympics. So it's already dead in the Olympics, but it's still alive everywhere else. So no, we're not deading it. They do reunions and all kind of stuff every year, tournaments and this, that, and the third. So breakdancing is alive and well all over the world, just like rapping, just like graffiti, just like DJing. Everything we've done since the 70s is still alive in 2026 all over Earth. So no, Hov, it ain't dead. And to be an interviewer, you got to kind of play kind of like, oh, yeah, Hov, you're right. But that he's not right. He's not right.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. You know, in certain places.
Yeah.
And even in like, you know, major art and
When he's saying certain places, just got to be honest. That's these people who don't want it certain places. If you just keep it over there in your hood, don't put it on the subway, don't put it this and that. Well, rap is rebellious, graffiti's rebellious, and motherfuckers do it where they shouldn't put it at. And they found a way to keep it out, but people going to put it wherever. They're going to climb up on shit. You ain't been in no city nowhere where the graffiti ain't fresh. Right now. Guarantee you. You ride down the highway, somebody climbed up there and put a fresh fucking tag up there. So it ain't dead. I don't know what Hov is talking about.
like Keith Haring.
Yeah.
And Basquiat, actually.
Yeah,
the street
Basquiat.
artist.
And Basquiat, he praises Basquiat. So Basquiat be rolling his grave. Basquiat would be around, he would be a little older than Jay if he wasn't dead, right? So end of the day, right? Jay is right here. He's talking down on the actual art of Basquiat. I think he was a part of the Basquiat museum that they put up. The show that I went to see the shit, the Basquiat, the whatever kind of thing they were taking around to the different cities and this, that, and third. I went to see it, and I think Jay was a part of that, right? But right here, he's down playing graffiti.
Yep.
Took it to the next level. It's not part of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It is part of hip hop. You have never seen a movie about hip hop that didn't have graffiti writers in it. Beat Street is the number one of the best hip hop movies. Wild Style, all that. They all have graffiti in it. So no, Hov, you're wrong.
DJing. The DJ was in the forefront. It was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Right. Yeah.
Eric B. and Rakim.
Right.
You don't even know the DJ for half of the artists anymore. Who's Drake DJ?
That's not an indictment on hip hop. That's an indictment on Drake. Okay? That's an indictment on that. There's a lot of people that still have their DJs out there. It's just that hip hop has changed, and for bad or good or however you want to call it, it don't mean that hip hop don't respect the DJs. A lot of DJs still doing their thing.
I have no idea. Okay.
Couldn't tell you up top.
That no longer exists.
It does exist, Hov. You wrong again. There's 1,000 DJs out here, 1 million, 2 million. You're wrong, Hov. Just because Frazier can't combat you on this, you're wrong.
The last pillar is battling.
No, it's not. It's rap. Battling is a part of rap. The last pillar is rapping, not battling.
Love the excitement, and I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it.
So now the battling is too negative. Everything else, Trump, all this crazy shit, the Gaza, all Israel, all this shit. None of that is too much, but the battling is. So if you in the battling, then the whole world is smooth again, right? This whole world is absolutely cooked. You cannot blame this shit on battling. You can't make it like the culture is above battling now. Why? Why? Hip hop in and of itself, every single rhyme you write, almost every single whole verse is telling somebody else they beneath them. It's braggadocious. It is what it is, and we love that shit. So I don't know how all of a sudden it's too negative, man. You know how much this nigga? We just listened to the Clips album. You know how much shit Pusha T. So every time Pusha T tell you what he got, he's basically telling you what you don't have, right? And it's really not positive for me if I'm the motherfucker that he keep telling you ain't got shit, right? You got the wrong kind of this, that, and the third. Everything you got is trash compared to my shit. We can deal with it, Hov. It don't mean it's negative. It's just part of hip hop. Hip hop rappers and people in hip hop are always trying to build up their stature and make themselves bigger than they are because we were told we were so less than all before that. We were always beat down and told down. A lot of our shit got ripped down. A lot of our stuff got burnt down. Stuff that would have gave us generational wealth. They made sure it didn't last. They made sure that shit was ended up real quick and they took it. We even had land that they turned into beaches and this, that, and the third. There's a lot of misfortune and things that happened to the culture in regards to that, meaning black people, that was designed to keep us right where we were. So when we get the littlest of shit that we can brag about, we brag about it. It don't make it negative. And now with this situation, Hov is making it like two guys that go after each other on wax verbally, that spar with words is too negative. Why? The internet is already negative. It's already fucked up. They're going to do what they do regardless. There's no amount of battling that's going to change or stop battling. We can stop battling for 20 years. The internet's still going to be trash. Every single fucking day, they're going to talk shit about Drake and Kendrick every fucking day. Every rapper you name gets cooked. Yeet. Name the motherfucker that don't get cooked. Please, I'll wait. Everybody gets cooked every fucking day, but all of a sudden now it's because of battling.
They almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes. No matter what he says. And it goes far too. It's like,
but hold on, Hov. I don't know where Hov been. I don't know where Hov been. These niggas been hated Drake. They hated Drake back when Drake first came out, when he barely had a mustache. They didn't like this nigga. They've been talking shit about Drake since he started his fucking career from day fucking one. I don't know what Hov is talking about. I don't know where he's been, where everybody used to love Drake until Kendrick dissed him. This nigga Drake, what DMX say? I don't like the way he walk. How he talking. This nigga DMX was hating on him from day fucking one. A lot of niggas didn't fuck that because rap is like that. We look a nigga up and down from, you take two looks at it, I don't fuck with him. It is what it is. Hip hop, the hood, everything that we do, the culture, it don't take much for a motherfucker just not to like you. It is what it is. So I don't know what Hov is gonna sanitize this and make this shit one big ass playground. Right? One big ass first grader class where we all sit on the rug and listen to the teacher read a book together. I don't know how fucking what we're supposed to do. Hov is one of the most disrespectful niggas in this fucking business. Okay? Hov said a whole lot of disrespectful shit to a lot of niggas. And all you other niggas throwing shots at Jigga, you only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas. Hov said that. And I can give you a whole bunch more. Now Hov is older, and now he got a lot more on the line as far as money. So-called billionaire, this, that, and the third. Now Hov want to sanitize the shit that we got going on. No, you're not going to change hip hop. You're not going to talk down on it. You're not going to misrepresent it.
like attack on his character and his thing and it's like,
And I need them tickets, Hov.
I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
But it been too far, Hov. It been too far before this happened. It was too far with you. They used to say the most heinous shit about you, Hov. They still fucking do. I don't know if you've been on Twitter. Hov, they talk crazy about you right now and you ain't had a fucking battle since 2001. They talk crazy about you and your wife and your kids, my G. It ain't gonna stop because we stopped battling and we didn't start this shit. The Stan armies. They named that shit before anybody was fucking having any kind of beef. It's been Stan armies. It magnifies it to a degree, but that don't mean it's our fault that we got to change hip hop. We've been rearranging a whole bunch of rules for these motherfuckers for the last 2 years any fucking way. We let a nigga apologize and we let another nigga call his fucking lawyers. And you gonna say, well, Challz, Hov apologized. Well, his mom made him do that, and he did it for his mom. When he said about condoms on the baby seat, which was very disrespectful. I don't know if y'all know this. Hov did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. But at the end of the day, he can't stop other people's journey. This Drake and Kendrick thing was going to happen at some point. Kendrick set it off, Cole jumped in it, and Drake followed suit. Okay? So end of the day, it went how it went. Some people got hurt, some people didn't. But trying to blame this shit, the stands on it, and make it like we're too positive and it's too negative for it's not. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Because end of the day, they're still going to fight in the comments. They're still going to tear each other down. This conversation don't make no sense to me.
It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like
Drake brought the kids in it. Didn't no Stan bring the kids in it? Drake said his son was illegitimate child by his best friend. Drake did that. The same guy that you're going to say I don't like how I don't love that how the people that like Kendrick don't like Drake no more. You're the one saying that. Well, guess what? He called his child illegitimate. Why would his fans like him at all? You can't make this shit happen. You can't make this shit up, and you can't make it all of a sudden sanitize it. Jay, it don't make no sense what you're saying. Drake's the one that brought the kids in, but you don't like how Kendrick fans responded. Make it make sense, Jay.
hey, I don't like that. You know, maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, you know, I sound like the old guy wagging the finger.
Yes.
But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
It's not breaking anything apart. We've learned to adapt. We just saw J. Cole come out and do 280. He almost did 300K in this broken thing. We can still succeed. People can still somehow, some way make this happen. We're not going to heal this shit. People don't like Drake. They're never going to like him. It is what it is. No matter what you say, no matter how you try to sanitize it and how you try to make the battle the problem, they still not going to like this guy. It doesn't matter. It's just, it is what it is. And they don't like Kendrick. Kendrick said himself, everybody not going to like you. It is what it is. You got to accept it, Jay. It ain't going to be, you're not going to come in as the teacher of the class and start trying to send people to time out and manage this shit. It is what it is. It's bigger than you. You're not going to control this shit. You just really just made it worse. You kind of touched your legacy up a little bit. You're going to let this die down. Because this is absolutely crazy. There's too many people that love hip-hop the way it is. They love graffiti, breakdancing. They love battle rap. They love rapping. People go pay to see battle raps in places. They got stars in battle rap who make money from battle rap. No, this shit ain't perfect, but it's a lot of people that sit down and think of ways to disrespect each other on record for money. It is what it is. So I don't know how Hov is going to sanitize and clean that shit up. We know we haven't outgrown battles or battle rap or beef records or beefing. This is human nature. And it has to be dealt with. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no...
Social media been around 20 years, Jay. I don't know where this is going. Social media been around 20 years. So it ain't like this shit just popped up 2 years ago when the battle started. It's been really despicable things said about people that don't add up. A lot of stuff has happened in 20 years, over 20 years. So no, we're not going to act like this shit just started and now it's so bad.
Thing, and you know, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Okay, so end of the day, what he's trying to say, the internet is going to make things worse and last around. Well, I told you, the internet been around for 20 years. They still got footage of when Jay went to the radio and said what he said, like he apologized. They got footage of everything. It never goes away. It never ever changes. It becomes lore. It becomes part of the culture. So you can't base things around now as technology and things it's going to last forever anyway. Your battle against Nas is going to last forever. That shit's going down in history, and people love to hear those stories. We love to hear those old war stories, and rapping is a war. When you peel back the layers, even the ones with a deal that never dissed nobody, they're at war to make records against their competitors and try to sell units and try to keep their record deal. All this shit's a competitive nature, all of it. So for Hov to sit up here and act like we're supposed to just work together and do collaboration, it sounds really good, right? Remember how they say, the South, everybody in the South work together. Yo, that's why the South get on, because they always help each other. They buy each other's music, da-da-da. Well, everywhere ain't like that. And I've heard many stories that the South ain't really like that either. Okay? Southern people be like, Challz, I live down here. We do that sometime, but it's not that everybody help everybody. Okay? So end of the day, there is nowhere on earth where everybody's going to collab and kumbaya and hold hands and be real polite to each other. Don't work like that, Hov. Okay? The old Hov would have known that because he knows when it's time to get down or lay down, he going to get down and lay down somebody. He going to do what he got to do.
It takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song, I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like,
Hove, welcome to Twitter. Did you just get your account last week? This shit been like this for 20 fucking years, my G. Did this just happen? They've been trying to tear down marriages and this, that, and the third. I can sit here all fucking day and give you 50, 60, 100 names of people where they try to wreck their marriage. It didn't just start with Drake and Kendrick. And it ain't going to end with them. Welcome to Twitter, my G. Hove act like he just got a burner 2 days ago or something. This shit is not new. It's disgusting out here, bro. These people, either you can deal with it or you can't. You either unplug or plug in. The people that do that shit are plugged in and they're able to handle that. The people that don't want to see it, a lot of people in my chat say, Challz, I don't even have Twitter. I don't have it. Most people in the real world don't even pay attention to it, Hove. You know how many times I got to explain to people what's going on? Half the people, I don't even promote my shit to half the people that I know because they don't follow this shit, Hove. So it's not the destruction of society. It's only a certain select few that even go on Twitter and have these back and forth. The stands are arguing with the stands. How bad is it? How bad is it? Hove, talk to me, dog. Because at the end of the day, the real world, I can go anywhere. I can go to an ice cream shop. It could be a Drake fan and a Kendrick fan. They don't even know that they fucking fans. They just say, oh, excuse me, and order that shit and move on with their life. This doesn't hurt the real world, Hove. It's only online, so I don't know why this is such a problem for him.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
And music that you helped promote, you put him on the Super Bowl, Jay. He was saying a song that was an absolute diss record, and you and the NFL profited heavily off that diss record from the beef that you don't want no more. I guess no other beef is going to measure up to that beef, so they don't need to have any more beefs. It's kind of weird, gang. It ain't making no sense. You can't put like that on the Super Bowl, let Kendrick have this moment, change the whole world, and then all of a sudden now, a few months later, well, let me just end all the battles, because, why?
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Oh, you facilitated that by helping him get on the Super Bowl. Hove, I know this is a tough conversation, but you facilitated that. You helped us take a couple steps back, but guess what? Hove needed that. Like, Hove needed that. That's the biggest artist on earth. They're allegedly in a group chat together, right? So Hove needed to hit his man up and be like, yo, bring that energy to the Super Bowl. Okay? Because who else was, at the time, if you wouldn't have did it, who else? You gonna bring Lil Wayne up there?
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm going to say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like.
It sounds crazy.
I hate it. It's just how I feel about
Well,
it.
it even kind of extended to you, right? Because people made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year.
With a battle record dissing Drake, who you're now telling us you don't like how we treated Drake. Hove, you can't have it both ways. You gotta be in or out. And it sounds like you're out. But we're still in over here. We're not changing hip-hop. We're not taking battles out. We're not going to say graffiti's dead. We're not going to say breakdancing's dead. We're not going to say the DJ's dead. I don't know what Hove is talking about, but Hove is detached from everything and everyone that's involved with this culture. Hove is he's rubbing shoulders over there on the mega yachts somewhere in the Mediterranean where they doing whatever they do over there. But over here, we're still listening to rap. I told you I got a 25 best albums of the year. I put that out earlier this year, and I got 25 albums on there and a bunch of honorable mentions. JID, different people are on there. So I'm still locking in and still trying to keep this thing going. Right? This hip-hop thing going, this, that, and the third. And there's a lot of stuff still to do, a lot of work to do. So no, we're not folding up and packing up 3 of the 4 elements of hip-hop. So Jay can say, and we're going to close and stop the rappers from battling. So this shit can be sanitized for the corporations. We're not doing that.
I think it was the right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle.
Yeah.
what I care about them two guys battling. Like, what's that got to do with me?
Or
Have at it. Have fun.
So Hov is being a little disingenuous because you do care, because you're giving an opinion right now, right? You're going to tell us you weren't locked in with that battle. You're going to tell us you didn't know what was going on. You didn't care. You weren't paying attention to who was winning and what record was dropping. You weren't there those mornings when them records dropped or them afternoons or whatever. So you don't remember what was going on. It was insignificant to you, but you somehow knew that Kendrick had the biggest song in the world and you knew to put him on the Super Bowl, but the battles you didn't care.
It's almost like, not on just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like, everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like, what the fuck?
Now he's talking about the Rock Nation thing. I'm going to check out of this because now he's trying to say, because they try to link him to this, that, and the third. That's stan culture. They're saying that he's involved with trying to bring Drake down. And the so simple fact of the matter is, Jay knows what's going on, but he got to play like he don't. He got to be like, I don't know nothing about it. I don't got no dog in the fight. You sure? I don't know. And I think, I don't know if y'all remember, but Drake and Jay-Z they ain't always on the best of terms either. Okay? So end of the day, there's a lot undercurrents on here that you can't peel the layers of them in one sitting, right? Now, Drake is showing a lot of concern. I'm sorry, Jay-Z is showing a lot of concern for Drake, but at one point there was a whole lot of subbing and this, that, and the third with Drake and Jay-Z. Idols become rivals and this, that, and the third. So this ain't as hunky-dory as Jay's making it right now and so carefree that he just wants everybody on the same page. That I don't know what Jay this is that's saying this, but there was another Jay that really had a whole lot of issues trying to make Drake stay in his place. Right? Allegedly, that whole Watch the Throne was trying to beat, that whole Kanye and Jay-Z Watch the Throne was trying to beat Wayne and Drake to the punch of putting out a collaboration album. They beat him to the punch. So that don't sound like somebody that was on some fucking friendly shit. Okay, end of the day. And Drake was he was not too fucking happy about that. So there's a lot of contentious shit between Drake and Jay, but Jay is sitting up here saying, it's too negative. Y'all being too mean to Drake. Yeah? I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Listen, hope I need them tickets, man. Front row seat. Holler at your boy, man. We still good, but sometimes I got to do what I got to do. This is why I don't really want to do no interviews with none of these rappers, because one day they're going to say something that I do have to come out against. I can't be doing all kind of gymnastics to try to make it fit in and make it, oh no, we know whole when I see a lot of you doing that. Well, Jay-Z meant this, that, and the third, and you know this shit is bullshit. I'm out of here, man. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Challenge me in the comments. Let me know what you think, man. All right? Every Wednesday night we go live on the What Show, but tonight I'm going to be on Culture United with the company, man. Lock in about 8 o'clock Eastern time. All right? Also, that is the new video, and we also got another video called Peanut Butter Tim's. Check both of those videos on my channel. All right, it's the What Project, me, TJ, and Fliz is on all on all streaming platforms. Just lock in, type Challz Brown, and let us know, man. All right, I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard and put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin with the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first, I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin, and then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months' time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs, and yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb, and yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word, and he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.